All right, we're going to start where my rant left off, and that is in the Egg Bowl. And all accounts are that Lane Kiffin will make his decision by the day of the Egg Bowl. I've never seen a situation, I'll just call it stupid. It should be all about Ole Miss, Mikey. It should be all about the Rebels win, and they're in no matter what. But that's not the case. It's all about the head coach, which is why I don't like it. But Ole Miss does have an opportunity, and they're laying 7 on the road against a Mississippi State team that their defense has been an absolute sieve. Your take?
Here's my first take, Coach. I'm not going to talk about this game because the over-under, the amount of questions Lane Kiffin's going to have about his next destination, I'm going to set it at 6, maybe 7. I'm not sure. But also, we should be talking about how Ole Miss was leapfrogged in the college football playoff rankings, not where is Lane Kiffin leapfrogging for his next job. This is so embarrassing. Job well done on your rant today.
Thank you.
I don't even know how we talk about this game because Lane Kiffin, what did he do? He made it all about himself. I want nothing more for the Rebels players to absolutely crush Mississippi State, but I don't know how you're mentally checked in when your coach is playing something with the
play. Thank you. He acts like that he's doing everything right. I'm respecting every process. No, just say I like it. Here I'm staying. It can be over in 5 seconds. Brandon, let me come over to you. Is everything Mikey's saying on point with how you think?
Not really, because I have that different opinion, right? Like 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago, yes. But since the start of NIL, these are paid athletes. These are guys who get paid to come to these schools. Not all of them are about, oh, yeah, we're going because we love the coach. We're going because we're getting the bag, right? And this Ole Miss team, how do they get past this Lane Kiffin stuff? They have a team meeting, and they say to ourselves, hey, guys, we don't care where he goes. Let's go out here. Let's destroy this team, and let's win this game for us. Let's win. Let's go to the college football playoff for us. To hell with Lane Kiffin. Let's do us. So I think the Ole Miss Rebels, I think they roll.
I like that idea, and their quarterback put out a tweet yesterday, basically saying exactly what you're talking about. Like, listen, we're going to do this. We're good, and we also believe in our head coach. So the leader is saying all the right things. Raphael, where do you stand on this game?
I couldn't agree more with what Brandon said. That's why I'm shocked that so much money is coming in at Mississippi State. This one will probably be 6.5, maybe even 6, because everyone's reading the narrative saying, oh, these players don't want to play because of the distraction with Lane Kiffin. Mississippi State could be a live dog in this one. I'm looking at totally separate. These kids, if they transfer out of Ole Miss, they need to have a good audition for this game if they want to leave or maybe follow Lane Kiffin to LSU. So I think they blow out Mississippi State. I love Ole Miss in this spot. Brandon couldn't be much more correct on this one.
All right, so we got everybody kind of in line in this game, which is is Friday. A lot of big games on Friday in college and in the pros. If you know, you know. All right, let's go to game number 2, and this is a gigantic one. And if you would have told me at times, and maybe this is because we sleep on certain weeks in the schedule, but Texas to me was out of this thing a long time ago. But wait a second. Now they're not. Mikey, I'm coming over to you. They're getting to an Avid home against an undefeated A&M team. It's going to be fascinating to see what the committee decides to do with some of these teams, win or lose. But this one, big-time ramifications. There's a lot of people that believe if Texas wins, they have an avenue into the playoffs. Your take?
I'm one of those people. I just don't see Texas winning this game. This, for me, is way more important for Texas A&M because are you a top 3 team? Do you want to be taken seriously? Are you a national championship title contender? I don't know over these last few weeks. We always talk about as we get closer to the end of November, early December, recency bias. What have we seen lately? Well, what I've seen lately is these rankings should be flipped. Maybe not necessarily Texas at 3, but Texas should be in the playoff, and the Aggies should be knocking on the door. So the Aggies have a lot more pressure on them. I like them to cover. I like the over to hit, but I would not be shocked if Texas puts up a hell of a fight in this one.
Okay, so Longhorns for Mikey. Brandon, let me come over to you.
Yeah, I'm going with the Longhorns in this one as well. I think the Longhorns pull off the upset. I think there's 3 big upsets this week that shake up the college football playoff. and this is one of them. So I think that Texas on the money line is the play. I think the Aggies have struggled as of late. That 31-point comeback that they had to put up against South
Mhm.
Carolina 2 weeks ago. I mean, this team is ripe for the picking, and I think that Texas is just the team that can pick them off.
And you wonder if that would have happened if it would have been at South Carolina. I don't know if it would have been. They had that energy behind them. There will be no energy for Texas A&M this week. Raphael, let me come over to you. It's interesting that the number right now is sitting at 2.5, the total at 51.5. Either one of those things interest you?
Well, if you like A&M, you wait because people who are going to be betting Texas, they're not taking a plus 2.5. They're going to take the money line. So they'll move the number quicker because of all the money line action coming in because it's plus money than it is on a plus 2.5. So we could see maybe a 2, 1, 1.5. Look at it. Momentum coming in at Texas. We already thought about the struggles that A&M has done, especially against South Carolina. Momentum all on Texas. That means mall money line, Texas money.
Mo money. Now, this next one is I also, by the way, I like Texas to get the job done. I just think the football gods want to see Arch Manning in a playoff. I just do.
Yes.
I just do. They just do. All right, this next one's interesting. The reason I bring it on the board, guys, is because somebody in a Power Four conference has got to be representing the ACC. But every week, nobody wants it. Virginia doesn't want it. Pitt doesn't want it. Miami doesn't want it. Nobody wants it. But this week, Miami plays Pitt. The winner has a chance, but needs other things to happen. Mikey, let me come over to you. Will being the U help Miami if they win this one? And they need a lot of other things to happen as well.
Coach, I want to bang my head on the table because we're talking about Pitt for a third straight week. I want Miami to roll in this game. I want the Hurricanes and Carson Beck to just absolutely look like ACC champs. However, I'm all in on SMU and Kevin Jennings to take the ACC. I know they have a 55% chance to win the conference. So I love SMU to win the ACC. But please, for all things that are holy on a Thanksgiving weekend, Miami, beat the hell out of Pitt because I'm sick and tired of talking about them.
Right now, what time is that game? Southern Miss is 8 o'clock Saturday against Cal. Cal has risen up a couple of times here this fall, so they're not a walkover by any stretch. Brandon, let me come over to you. Do either one of these teams deserve to be a playoff team?
Yeah, Pat Narduzzi said that he didn't care if Notre Dame beat their team by 100 as long as they won the next 2 games. And what did they do? They got their butts kicked by Notre Dame, and then they went out and beat Georgia Tech. I think they're going to go out and beat Miami. I don't think Miami's as good as people think that they are. I'm not a big believer in Carson Beck. I think Pitt wins this football game. I like the plus 220, and I'm going to take that.
You know, last week they struggled to beat Virginia Tech by 17. It was a struggle. Raphael, let me come over to you. They have won 3 in a row. They have scored at least 34 in every one of those games, but they have struggled at times this year as well.
Yeah, they're on the road. And now you tell me I can get plus 7 because 7s are popping. 2 7s popped about 20 minutes ago. Give me the Pitt Panthers plus points. They can easily win this game because I am not sold on Miami on the road.
Okay, fair enough. Now, gentlemen, our final game, and do not forget, we will have an on-demand episode on Saturday morning to get set for all of these games, obviously minus the Friday ones, but every year. And if anything ever changes to where we don't get Ohio State and Michigan, I'm ending coaching company because this has to be played every single year. We're seeing what the SEC is doing. It's absolute madness with their schedule. This has to stay. Mikey, Ohio State has been number 1 with a bullet ever since they beat Texas. It seems like 3 years ago in week number 1. And now they've just run roughshod. They've had no close games. They've been blowing everybody out routinely, 30, 35-point spreads, and covering those. This week on the road against a ranked team, they're favored by 10. Talk to me.
It's not just a ranked team, Coach. It's Michigan. And they haven't beat them in well over 2,000 days. Brandon knows the exact number. I do not. Michigan covers. I'm not ready to sit here and say that Michigan will win, but in Ann Arbor, give me the Wolverines to cover. And if they're going to win, they're going to put up points. So give me Michigan to cover and the over in this game.
It does feel like, Brandon, they would need 25 to 30 points if they're going to beat this Ohio State team. Now, I watched almost their whole game against Northwestern, and they did not look that good against Northwestern. But sometimes you flip that switch. Your take?
Northwestern's better than people think. And by the time these two teams play on Saturday, it'll be 2,160 days since Ohio State last beat Michigan. That's 6 seasons ago. Look, they're not beating them this year either. Look, I know that Ohio State has blown people out, but you know who they've blown out, Coach? They beat Texas in day one when Texas wasn't very good. They beat them 14-7. Then they blew out Grambling in Ohio and Washington and Minnesota and Illinois and Wisconsin and Penn State and the Perkins School for the Blind. Let's stop talking about Ohio State like they're some juggernaut. They haven't played anybody. Michigan's going to beat them by a field goal like they always do.
Wow. I tell you what, the ledge that you are standing on today, it just gets thinner and thinner. There's nobody else on that ledge. But that's why I respect you. I respect you so much. You give me an opinion. Thank you. So, Raphael, let me come over to you. We have 1 Michigan. We have 2 cover with Michigan. What say you?
I'm covering with Michigan, but I'm going to play devil's advocate with Mikey. I don't think we're going to see a lot of points because if you're a Michigan and you want to win this game, they need to run the ball and keep the clock ticking. You do not want to go toe-to-toe with Ohio State's offense and that quarterback and their wide receiver. So I think Michigan needs to run the ball, get a bunch of first downs pounded, and I think they do keep this close. I have them losing by a field goal, but they covered a +10.
All right. It does. It just seems like a gigantic number, regardless of which side you're on and who do you think is going to just win the game. This seems like a gigantic number, especially in this rivalry. But crazier things have happened, and I'm sure Dave Portnoy will say something crazy on the morning show. I'm assuming Big Noon Saturday is going to be there.
Yeah.
Anybody know? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder where game day going to be there also? Or are they somewhere else?
I don't think so. I think game day is I can't remember the game, but I don't think they're not at Ohio State, Michigan.
Okay. Did you guys see the ratings for game day, by the way? Hello. They started streaming on Twitter as well, and that has been getting we stream every day on Twitter. That's going to continue. Twitter is becoming a platform where they want content. They want full shows on Twitter now. That's what Elon Musk wants. So we'll be happy to oblige because game day's ratings are way up. Yes, game day is at Michigan this week. It is at Michigan this week. So I always love it when both shows, because one gets inside the stadium and the other one has to be outside across the parking lot. Since Fox has the game, I'm guessing they're inside the stadium.